looks of the mask. The audio was a bit soft at some parts, and where it was lower lighting near the end, it was hard to kind of see what was going on. But all in all, I got the gist of the message pretty clear, or the narrative. So, right?
I also really enjoyed like the uncannily bright colors. It's like the only time where I really see deep fried actually work well for this. I also really like the costuming with the masked people. The only gripe that I really have is the audio. It's like I think in the beginning, I don't know if this was just like if this was in the film or if it was just the projector, but I think the audio was delayed a little bit. Like sometimes when they would talk, like it would be like the scene of them talking doesn't match up with like what they're saying, and sometimes it's hard to hear the dialogue. It could just be the computer, but if this is something that is happening in your film, sometimes it's just you might have to rewatch it just to see if like words are syncing up with like somebody's like mouth. But other than that, I really liked it.
John?
Yeah, this had some fun visual ideas. I liked playing with color and the use of it to differentiate between the real world and the other world. From what I can gather, I think the core concept behind the film was interesting, but I'll be honest, I wasn't really sure where it wound up. The real piece of feedback here has kind of already been touched upon, but the technical problems with the audio can really impact the entire project. As a visual artist, I wish that wasn't true, but yeah, losing so much of kind of the initial setup and knowing that there were words that I hadn't heard, again, even on the later pieces where I could hear more of the dialogue, it just puts you in so much of a hole as far as the information deficit that you start to second guess everything else you're hearing and wondering what the context was, if you'd heard those earlier words, or if you're not supposed to have context and this is supposed to be new information. So it really kind of, you start spending all your mental processing power trying to think about that again rather than the scene. And that's what my brain spent a lot of time doing because of those audio problems. So yeah, I'd say get that sorted out, and then there were some really, really cool ideas, so I'd love to see it taken again with all those technical considerations solved, because like I said, there's some really interesting stuff in there.